everyone, and welcome to what I think is going to be a very technical, very interesting fight between two fighters who, on paper, as you can see by the tail of the tape and the fact that one of them is a favorite, it looks like a complete mismatch. You know, why make the fight? Blah 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 blah. To me, it's more interesting, and based on what I know about Tevin Farmer, he has a record that, while not, in my opinion, terrible, he has a record that probably doesn't look that great. Now, I also remember a fighter named Freddie Pendleton who had 10, 13 losses, maybe more, and he was a very, very good fighter. And he was just one of those fighters who learned a lot in losing and became a better fighter. Tevin Farmer apparently has turned his career around, and he fights in such a way that stop on a dime style, where he can stand in front of opponents and hit them and not be hit. That I think this will be interesting for Vasyl Lomachenko, who I think is a very good fighter. But he lost to Orlando Salido, and I know that he was green then. I think he's very good, but there's other fighters like Dmitry Bivol, who, and I say that because Lomachenko is one of those Eastern Bloc fighters, as is Bivol, as is some of the other higher weight fighters in the cruiserweight division. There's just these fighters with small records that are already winning titles. And I mean, granted, the titles in boxing are so fragmented, it's not surprising. So I can talk more about this. Let's get into the fight. Vasyl Lomachenko is a 6-5 favorite over Tevin Farmer. There's a 2-year age difference. They both are the same height, same weight. Tevin Farmer has 2 inches in reach. 24 fights and 4 losses for Tevin Farmer. He's been knocked out twice. And Vasyl Lomachenko is 7-1. He, I believe, has 5 knockouts, and his 1 loss came, like I said, to Orlando Salido. Let's get to the action and see what happens in this interesting technical fight. Although at least that's how I think it's going to be. Both these guys are southpaw, so automatically their styles will contrast in a very interesting way, in that they have the same power punch. Each guy is going to be trying to set the other one up, obviously, for that. Lomachenko trying to establish his jab. He gets popped by Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer, in his 24 victories, only has 5 knockouts. So I did not give him hard, I gave him soft power, just based on that. But I think that his power is such, or the way he hits is such, and the way he's able to fight, stand in front of his opponents, fight on a dime, that it kind of negates a lot of that lack of power. These two guys are already exchanging, and it's gonna be interesting, because Farmer likes to stand in front, like I said, and make the other guy miss. Vasyl Lomachenko likes to do the angle thing, kind of more of a Manny Pacquiao style, where he throws punches from odd angles, and the way just his movement and whatnot. He's a highly adept fighter. A friend of mine who's supposed to co-host some of these podcasts with me, Craig Ahead, a.k.a. Craig Satari, plays in the band Sick of It All. Craig had told me, I believe, that Vasyl Lomachenko is one of the best fighters he's ever seen, if not the best. I might have had that text wrong, so I don't want to misquote him. Tevin Farmer, they're touching Lomachenko to the body, as we're already through the halfway point. Lomachenko is kind of shooting shots more upstairs. It's interesting because one wonders just how much those punches hurt, if they're annoying, if it's more frustrating than anything else for a fighter like Vasyl Lomachenko, where he stands in front of a Tevin Farmer and he can't hit Farmer, and Farmer remains in front of him. So we will see. It's interesting because Vasyl Lomachenko fought Nicholas Walters in his last fight, and Walters, who I thought was a very good fighter, just stopped fighting. And I mean, I'm sure that there was probably a reason. He seemed to hint that he was inactive, and that he just didn't feel that being in the ring, as little as he'd been in the ring, it was going to be good for him to continue fighting. That's fair, I guess. I'm not a fighter. I've never been in the ring. I've been around boxing. I love it. I have a great respect for anyone that gets in the ring. Um, so right now, this fight's pretty much taking place the way that I thought that it would take place. And if you're a fight fan, you love the sweet science. There's these subtle things that these guys are doing that are just beautiful to watch. And ultimately, in this first round, I think it's been fairly easy, maybe an edge to Lomachenko just because he sort of pressed the action. We'll see what the judges say. I'm usually off from the judges, so we will see. Oh, one judge gives it to Tevin Farmer. Another judge gives it to Tevin Farmer. Wow, they're giving it to him big. Who knows? We might have an upset in the making between Tevin Farmer and Vasyl Lomachenko as we head out to the second round. It's interesting because Tevin Farmer is landing these pesky shots on Vasyl Lomachenko. It's interesting, and it's that left hand and the right hand and it's look at that right there. These two fighters are really they're bringing out the best in each other tonight, and this is the second round. And while I don't think it's going to be an early night by any stretch of the imagination, I think this is going to be an interesting fight. I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I think it's going to be an enjoyable fight, and I am happy to be calling it. And some of the upcoming fights that I'm going to be doing on this channel. Before I get into that, I would just like to also say that Tevin Farmer is on the left side of the screen. Vasyl Lomachenko is on the right side of the screen. Some of the other fights I'm going to be doing on this channel are Hagler-Leonard 2. That was a controversial fight. And also Hagler-Hearns 2. I figure why not? Why not do that fight? I think I might do Jamal Charlo versus Triple G. Charlo recently, as of tonight, beat another prospect in Julian J-Rock Williams, which I'm surprised. I'll be honest, I thought J-Rock was going to win, but Charlo is pretty darn good, and now Charlo's moving up to middleweight. Also, someone told me that they felt that they'd like to see Aaron Pryor versus Sugar Ray Leonard. So that's another fight that I look forward to making for you people, you kind people out there watching this. And I need to make a note that there's someone who commented on the Triple G fight that against Canelo Alvarez, and I need to respond to them in kind, or just respond kindly to them. So I made a note. And in this round, I think Tevin Farmer they both landed well. Good shots from both of these guys. And we will have to see. Wow, crunching left hook from Vasyl Lomachenko. One wonders just how good Tevin Farmer's chin is. He has been stopped twice, but who knows? Maybe those were TKOs. Maybe he was cut or his eye was swollen. Either way, I like what I'm seeing from both fighters. And I don't know that it necessarily should have been so lopsided in the first round for Tevin Farmer. But I think in this round, Lomachenko has certainly figured a few things out. And I think that Farmer's figured a few things out. So just watching this happen, enjoying what I'm seeing. And we are watching two craftsmen at work with contrasting styles, yet have the same fighting stance and the southpaw stance. So this should be interesting, as Lomachenko seems like he sort of came back a bit in that round and might be evening things up on the scorecards. Let's go right into round number 3. Tevin Farmer only ahead now by 2 points. Oh, and as you can see, Farmer's getting into a groove where he's almost trying to bust Tevin Farmer up. And that's pretty darn impressive because Tevin Farmer is used to being able to stand in front of opponents, obviously not the caliber of a Vasyl Lomachenko, and hit and not be hit. So, like we said, if anyone's going to test the chin of Tevin Farmer, it's going to be Vasyl Lomachenko. There's a lot of boxing today, a lot of really, really good boxing. You had Anthony Joshua KOing Eric Molina in 3 rounds. Like I mentioned earlier, Julian Williams losing in 5 rounds to Jamal Charlo. You had Abner Mars beating Jesus Queller. You had Terrence Crawford stopping, I believe, in 6 or 7. It was he stopped John Molina toying with him. Oh, look, their Farmer comes with that sneaky right hand. It almost seems like Lomachenko's trying to time him. And Tevin Farmer's having a good round. He's running the numbers. And I'm telling you, I think I really like what I'm seeing here from both fighters. It's almost like each guy is getting able to. I'm sorry, each fighter is being able to do the things that most benefit their style. And as you can see right there, Lomachenko stuffs him with a straight right and goes to the body. Oh, and hits him again. And there's going to come a point in this fight where perhaps the more precision punches of Lomachenko will be the difference. But I think Tevin Farmer is in this thing. He, even though right there he just got tuned up with two hard right hands, I really do think that he's in this thing. Oh, look at those body shots. Oh, look at Lomachenko landing well. Yeah, these two fighters are really top-notch technicians, and it's sort of sad because a fight like this, would probably be an HBO fight, definitely not a pay-per-view, at least not right now. Lomachenko would probably have to distinguish himself more, honestly, Tevin Farmer's fight, which he just got tagged by Lomachenko. Tevin Farmer's style is really, I don't want to say it's an acquired taste, it's a thing of beauty. And things of beauty usually are not as appreciated in boxing as, let's say, a knockout or like a savage, brawl. And I can understand that. I like both. Both fighters still breathing heavy, asking a lot of each other, as Tevin Farmer did very well in that round, it seems. Or, well, I mean, at least in my opinion, but the judges had it even, and they're still 2 points away from each other as we're heading into this fourth round. Oh, look at that! Okay. Oh, look at that! Lomachenko's now setting some traps for Farmer, and Farmer's not used to this. Farmer's not used to sort of being taken out of his comfort zone, and what he does not want to do is get in a slugfest with Vasyl Lomachenko, because, like I said, Farmer has been knocked out twice, and these two guys are just going for it, and it's a case of, I don't believe Farmer has the kind of power, short of landing like a miracle punch, that's really going to hurt Vasyl Lomachenko. He's got to frustrate him. He's got to fight in a way that negates the power and negates what Lomachenko brings to the table. And so far, he's doing that, but Lomachenko seems like he's kind of getting more comfortable, kind of beginning to come on. He's busting up Farmer, and Farmer's doing well, but the more this goes on, I'm leaning towards a decision for Lomachenko, or perhaps a late round stoppage. And I'm saying this knowing right in front of me that Farmer is behind. Farmer is ahead on the scorecards. I just think that it takes a lot of energy to keep this up in such a way, and I just think that Vasyl Lomachenko, while Tevin Farmer does have the energy and does have the skills to keep this up, I think Vasyl Lomachenko is going to take away a lot of the tools that will allow him to do that, going to the body, hitting him with more punches than Farmer's used to being hit with. Essentially frustrating him in the way that Farmer hopes to frustrate Lomachenko. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh, here we go. Both fighters. Oh, look at that. There you go. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh, these two guys, I'm telling you, it's almost, there's times it looks like Lomachenko's pot-shotting Farmer. There's times Farmer looks like he's pot-shotting Lomachenko. They're keeping each other honest. And I'm telling you, we're seeing really good action Um, that's one thing. That's the thing that I knew this fight would be. I knew that it would be a fast-paced action fight. These guys are lighter weight fighters. They can throw a higher volume of punches, and I think that's bearing out in what we're seeing on the screen. All right, so they're saying Farmer's now tired, and I don't know. I did say I saw Lomachenko winning a decision. Let's see if Lomachenko feels that Farmer's tired. This fight is now. It's still a 2-point fight. It's still a 2-point fight as Tevin Farmer and Vasyl Lomachenko meet in the 5th round. We're almost at the halfway point of this 12-round fight, and Lomachenko is now starting to place his punches a bit more. And Farmer does not want to lose this fight. So maybe there's things that are happening with him that he wants to just keep it going. I know that Lomachenko would love to get Farmer against the ropes, but Farmer, for a guy with not a lot of power, only 5 knockouts, seems to be doing enough to keep Lomachenko at a distance. Oh, look at that. Farmer landing well on Lomachenko. This is a very high octane, challenging, entertaining contest, to say the least. Oh, look at Lomachenko. It's odd. I'm noticing here. You can just look at Tevin Farmer. He's moving. He's not letting his hands go, and the judges will penalize him for that severely. I mean, if he does not let his hands go, they're going to start giving him 10-8 rounds, and at which point Vasyl Lomachenko could take control of this fight. But so far, Farmer's holding on to his lead. I mean, if this was a 6-round fight, Farmer would win it. So I mean, in his mind, if he can break this down into 2 6-round fights, he can beat Lomachenko. But it's so interesting to me about boxing. And what always amazes me is, the fight ends late. What happens early, while important, no matter how good a fighter does early, if he loses, it's almost like it was for nothing. Even though I know that it wasn't, it's almost like it was. My name is, and I haven't said this probably all podcast, my name is Evan Jacobs, and you are watching Boxing Time TV. This is a simulated fight between Tevin Farmer on the left and Vasyl Lomachenko on the right. These two fighters are just hot prospects. Well, not even hot prospects. Vasyl Lomachenko is a champion. Farmer is a fighter who has turned his career around. If you look at his record, he has 25 wins and 4 losses. And I just felt it would be interesting to see what would happen. I would love to do Lomachenko Pacquiao. I think that could be good. Terrence Crawford Pacquiao would also be good. Lomachenko Crawford potentially, although now that Crawford's going up in weight or has gone up in weight. Okay, and now Lomachenko's doing things against the ropes, and I know he's going to want to do more of. And I'm wondering if Lomachenko has done enough going into the 6th round to take away Farmer's lead. Now we're seeing that both fighters are apparently tired. One judge gives it to Tevin Farmer. Another judge gives it to Tevin Farmer. And another judge makes it even. So now Tevin Farmer is up by 4 points. And like I said, he's got this pesky style. He fights in a certain way that it makes it very, very difficult. In some ways, it's just sort of a more technical version of Julio Cesar Chavez. Some guy got on me for saying I'm sorry. I think it was saying Chavez when it was Chavez. So I need to actually speak with someone I know whose last name is Chavez or Chavez and find out which one is right. But what I'm noticing in this, it's kind of like Meldrick Taylor versus Julio Cesar Chavez. Chavez landing the harder punches, kind of coming forward more, and that would be Vasyl Lomachenko. And Tevin Farmer taking on the role of Meldrick Taylor, being more slick and building a points lead. But can he hold on to it? As we head into the as we go past the first minute mark of this sixth round, I thought that Vasyl Lomachenko was a bit more dominant in the last round. The judges disagreed with me, and that's fine. I'm just calling the action. I am unbiased, even though some people have said that I'm not. I am, or I try to be. I mean, I am curious to see how Hagler Hearns 2 will play out, or Hagler Leonard 2. It'll be very interesting. Just sort of match him right after that last fight. I got to get the stats on that. Got to get the tail of the tape for that. And if anyone out there wants to see a fight, please email me or in the comment section. Just let me know. And basically, let me know, and I will try to make that fight. My name is Evan Jacobs. This is Boxing Time TV. You can find me on Instagram. My handle is @BoxingTime with Evan. And I'd like to start incorporating these simulated fights into Boxing Time with Evan. But there's been so much actual real boxing that I've had a lot to, comment on or say things about. And it's all just good fun. This is all fun stuff, people. I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you and just doing this podcast. And it's in moments like this in the rounds that maybe the judges are seeing. Farmer sort of confuses and befuddles Lomachenko in a way. And Lomachenko, his output is slowing right now. And right now, Farmer getting tagged by two hard shots, a hard right and a hard left. And a body shot landed by Farmer. There is a possibility that Tevin Farmer now could be 6 rounds away from getting a decision over Vasyl Lomachenko, which would be very, very interesting. That's one thing I love about this boxing game, CRA Championship Boxing. What I love about it is there's no other boxing game like it. It's not like Farmer, he's not, there's not like a way for him to suddenly knock out Lomachenko, because he doesn't really hit that hard. I mean, maybe he can if he lands a Hail Mary punch. It did not go unnoticed. Tevin Farmer increased his lead by 1 point, and maybe that's his game. Maybe his game is just to win little by little. In an odd way, I'm bringing this up, and I usually stay out of politics, but in an odd way, kind of how Donald Trump did, like little by little. I mean, he just beat Hillary Clinton with these slim victories in each state, but a victory is a victory. And Tevin Farmer right now is fighting with a lot of confidence. And as we go into the 6th round, and we head into the last 6th round of this fight, can Tevin Farmer keep that points? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Can Tevin Farmer keep his lead ahead of Vasyl Lomachenko? It's been happening to me more lately. I've noticed that my train of thought, especially when I commentate for Fight Club OC on the Periscope broadcast and on the USA Fight Network broadcast. I just notice that sometimes I lose my train of thought. It just kind of happens, and it's one thing that I just accept. I am 43 years old, getting a little bit older, but I'm thinking the more I do this, the sharper that I'll become. These two guys now, Vasyl Lomachenko is moving him to the ropes. He's just not being busy enough, and Farmer's just being, it looked like he was slowing down a little bit, but man, he's landing, and Lomachenko just landed on him, but it's enough to keep Farmer on the ropes, and now Farmer's landing off the ropes. He's fighting his way off the ropes, and he's creating a situation. Farmer is he looked like he got wobbled, and Vasyl Lomachenko slams him into the ropes. This is what Lomachenko has to do now, and even though I don't think that really is his style, he's more of a angles fighter and whatnot. He has got to jump on Farmer. He has Farmer wobble. He had Farmer hurt, and Farmer has got to do something because Vasyl Lomachenko seems intent on. Man. This is heating up because Farmer seems to be hurt. And just when it seems like he's winning this fight, going away, and is going to handily beat Vasyl Lomachenko, suddenly Farmer, Lomachenko comes back and just hits him with shots and dominates him against the ropes. And that's what Lomachenko has to do. He has to cut off the ropes. Cut off the ring, get him into the ropes, hit him, pound his body, and essentially rough up Tevin Farmer. The thing is that Farmer wants to be fighting off the ropes, but after getting pounded on the ropes, it seems like sort of a dicey proposition. And Lomachenko right now seems to have clearly won this round. And if that's the case, things are going to get very, 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 very interesting. Sorry about that, friends. I stepped away. They're saying now Farmer is very, very tired and Lomachenko is very, very tired. They gave that round to Lomachenko, so he has more than cut Farmer's lead in half, and it's now just a 2-point fight with Tevin Farmer up by 2 points. I apologize. We're entering the 8th round. My name is Evan Jacobs. You are watching Boxing Time TV. On the left side of the screen is Tevin Farmer. On the right side of the screen, coming forward, trying to press his advantage, and Tevin Farmer is going to have to do something here because Vasyl Lomachenko seems to have his number. He's roughing him up, and Lomachenko. If this was the plan, it seems to be working. He essentially got Farmer to expend a lot of energy. Farmer seems very, very tired. I mean, they were fighting at a very, very high level for those first 4 or 5 rounds, and that takes a lot out of a fighter. And I saw Lomachenko not throwing as much, countering. And maybe, he was thinking in his mind, hey, I'll lose some rounds, but I'll keep it close, and then I'll just so slowly wear him down and bust him up. And ultimately, Lomachenko right now is, if he can keep this up, he's going to beat Tevin Farmer, and it's going to take away all the work that Tevin Farmer did over those few rounds. Over those first 4 to 5, 6 rounds. Because Farmer was doing really, really well. The question is, can he go back to that? And right now, Vasyl Lomachenko is not letting him. I apologize for stepping away. Usually I have a water bottle as I do this, and with the dry weather out here, even though it's been cold, I just felt my voice sort of getting weaker, and I just was like, I need some water just to sort of keep going. Oh, and right there, it looks like Tevin Farmer needs something to keep going because Lomachenko is just hitting him. He's busting him up. And sadly for Tevin Farmer, power-wise, he just doesn't have it to be able to keep Lomachenko off of him. I mean, short of Lomachenko walking into something, which can happen. A lot of fighters who don't hit that hard are able to score knockouts against people who don't really pay them much respect. But hey, if anyone gets hit right, regardless of power, if the punch is placed correctly, they can be knocked out. Lomachenko doing really good work against the ropes now. They're saying that he's tired. He does not look tired. And he slams Tevin Farmer against the ropes. Man, it's so interesting to see because Farmer was doing so well, keeping Lomachenko off of him, meeting him punch for punch, fighting him in the center of the ring. And as much as Farmer's trying to, Lomachenko now has answers for everything. And this is such a fight that it's, oh, look at that. Oh, Farmer goes against the ropes again. And they'll reach to the point, if this goes on for 1 to 2 more rounds, I mean, I know that Farmer was ahead, but his corner may want to think about stopping it or doing something because it's reaching a point where it's not going to be good for Tevin Farmer to take prolonged, continuous punishment as Vasyl Lomachenko closes out this round very, very, very strongly. And I would not be surprised if there were some 10-8 rounds in favor of Vasyl Lomachenko simply because Farmer did not do that much. Farmer's now bleeding from a cut on his nose. Lomachenko's really coming on. He's busting him up. And we'll have to see what happens here as we go into the 9th round. And now Vasyl Lomachenko is up by 1 point. And Tevin Farmer is in the hole. And so he comes out. He's trying to be a bit more aggressive. And this might be the plan where Lomachenko just counterpunches him and stops him. But we will see. Farmer seeming to be trying to fight with more vigor and more enthusiasm. But the question is, has Vasyl Lomachenko, with all that work he did against the ropes to the body and to the head, has that just sapped Tevin Farmer of just being able to fight the way that he normally fights? I mean, who knows? Maybe Tevin Farmer, against a lesser fighter, he wouldn't be having these problems. But Vasyl Lomachenko is a very, very good fighter. And while in reality, like I said, I've been impressed, but I want to see just a little more. Who knows? Maybe I'm soured that he lost to Orlando Salido, who is a very tough fighter. There's no shame in losing to him. But I don't know. I guess when Top Rank builds up a fighter as the second coming, you don't want your second coming to lose like in his second or third fight. But hey, that we can talk about that later. Right now, Lomachenko getting him against the ropes again, body and the head, and one thing that Tevin Farmer has to be worried about, as far as this game is concerned, is the cut on his nose. If that gets bad enough, this game will stop that. And oh man, he just wobbles him, and I wonder if Lomachenko's tired. I mean, he's throwing a lot of punches, so one wonders if he's tired and he just is hoping to keep Farmer against the ropes. He's ahead by the slimmest of margins, but one wonders if that's what his plan is, because um, he was getting hit there, and it's going to be interesting, because if we have a tired Vasyl Lomachenko and we have a beaten up Tevin Farmer, can Farmer do enough to beat Lomachenko, who can't really pull the trigger but can still land the harder punches and hurt him and negate what Farmer wants to do? Once again, this just gets more interesting as the fight goes on. All right. Both these guys landing as Lomachenko again gets him against the ropes, tries to land a right hand there. And for a battle of southpaws, this has been, they haven't been stepping on each other's feet. They haven't been, falling down. Let's be honest, not that that's going to happen in this game. As you see the graphics, I mean, this is a game from 1984, or I've been playing it since 1984, and I always loved it. And to me, honestly, there is no better boxing game. And I have Fight Night, I think 2014 downstairs, and it's a good game, but it's nothing like this. All right, we're heading into the final 3 rounds now. Lomachenko has taken that round on all 4 judges' card, and Farmer still has a cut on his nose. They're saying that Lomachenko is obviously tired. Lomachenko is now winning by 4 points, as Tevin Farmer is going to do everything he can to get back into this fight, and he's landing, but it's not keeping Lomachenko off of him. And I mean, it's just, if Lomachenko can keep him on the ropes and keep doing what he's doing, this fight is, Lomachenko will win the next 4 rounds and win a unanimous decision over Tevin Farmer. The question is, can Farmer do something to stop that from happening? Oh, those body shots. I'm telling you, Vasyl Lomachenko is I mean, he threw a lot of punches, and you can see it in him. And maybe Farmer has the ability right now to sort of capitalize on that. This will be interesting, as both these guys are in this. Right now there's things happening in every second of every round, and it may not look like it, and it may be hard to kind of figure out and put together, but these 2 guys are working, and they're looking for angles, and they're looking for strategy. There's no quit, no give up in either of these fighters. And even though this is not a brawl, it's a technical fight, that's still something that needs to be appreciated in boxing. And in a lot of ways, I think it is. But there's many different styles within this sport, and I'm a fan of watching all of them. And so we move past the halfway mark of the 10th round. Now Farmer's moving across the ring. I think he's trying to maybe show Lomachenko that he's not as hurt as he thinks that he is. And if Tevin Farmer could potentially steal this round, if he can just keep himself off the ropes, keep the fight in the middle of the ring, and sort of stand in front of Lomachenko and do what he was doing in the first 4 or 5 rounds of this fight. It's so interesting, because Farmer was looking really, really dominant, and Lomachenko just came on. Once the 6th round ended, it was like Lomachenko really, really realized, hey, I need to make something happen. I need to get ahead in this fight. And right now, he is 4 points ahead of Tevin Farmer. And Tevin Farmer has to like what's happening now, because he's making Lomachenko miss. He's landing, and they're both landing, but Tevin Farmer, I think, is maybe landing a little bit more. And right there, he's getting countered. Oh man, Lomachenko. It's interesting. I wonder how discouraging that is for Tevin Farmer, because Farmer was getting beaten on the ropes, and now the success he was having earlier, moving around and being in the middle of the ring, it's just not happening as much. So as we head into the final seconds of this round, you are watching Tevin Farmer versus Vasyl Lomachenko on Boxing Time TV. This is a simulated boxing show. If you have fights that you want to see, if there are any things, just let me know in the comments. Email me. And look at that, Tevin Farmer took that round, and going into the 11th round, we have 2 more rounds. Has made this a 1-point fight. Tevin Farmer at 287, Vasyl Lomachenko at 288. Both these guys, I'm telling you, seem tired, and who knows, they might take this 11th round off and come out for a big 12th. I do not recommend that. This is anybody's fight right now. It's so close. It's razor thin, and it's the kind of thing that whoever's busier can win this round. And if they win this round, they could very well win this fight. I mean, they have to probably still win the 12th. But, I mean, this is where we get down to it. Where Darren Van Horn, the former, I believe, junior middleweight, said he loves this part of the fight where both fighters stand in the center of the ring and they dig their feet into that canvas, and they just get going. We're almost done with the first minute of this round, and man, Vasyl Lomachenko seems to be landing the harder punches. But Tevin Farmer has got his movement back. He's boxing. He's landing. He's being quick, he's being coy, he's being cute, and that's the kind of thing that frustrated Lomachenko earlier. And Lomachenko expended a lot of energy himself, just keeping Farmer on the ropes. And I know that Lomachenko would like to be there. I just wonder if the energy is there. Oh, look at that! They're both just landing really, really hard shots. Farmer, I think, had the edge in that exchange just because of the combo that he landed. But wow. This is really turning into this is such a technical fight, such an important fight, and oh man, oh look at these guys, oh look at Tevin Farmer standing in front of him, going to the body, and he just took 2 left hooks, but he's blocking them. And Lomachenko's hitting him hard. Lomachenko's really, really hitting him hard. Oh, you know what? I got to give Lomachenko credit. He's not letting Farmer get away with this. He's landing the hard punches. And I'm telling you, this is the closest thing I think that I've seen to Chavez Taylor, the first fight. And it's going to be interesting as we're getting into the final 30 seconds. I really think that whoever wins the 12th round is gonna win the fight. If I'm Tevin Farmer, I just want to be busier here. He really, granted that he outboxed Vasyl Lomachenko early, but it does not look good being on the ropes the way that he was. And he was on there for like 2 or 3 rounds, and he's moving back and he's closer to the ropes. And I know that Vasyl Lomachenko, I know that's what he wants to do. Both these guys now looking for opening. They're so tired. We have one more round of what has been a very technically enjoyable and engaging fight. And Lomachenko now has a cut on his nose. The judge, one judge gives it to Lomachenko, the other judge gives it to Tevin Farmer. Two for Lomachenko, 1 for Tevin Farmer. So now Lomachenko is up by 2 points. The question is, can Tevin Farmer do enough as we head into the 12th round of this exciting contest? But I give Tevin Farmer credit. I give him credit. He has bloodied Lomachenko's nose, and Lomachenko knows that he's been in a fight, and no matter what happens, I mean, there's no losers here. Both these guys have fought with incredible speed, incredible agility. They fought with incredible skill, and right now, this is precisely where Tevin Farmer does not want to be. If Vasyl Lomachenko can keep him here, he wins this fight. Even though, I mean, he's up by only 2 points. So Tevin Farmer has got to get off these ropes. He's got to be engaging him in the center of the ring and push Lomachenko towards his side. And Lomachenko wants to keep him in the corner. It just bodes well for him, and he was doing that. We are now done with the first minute. Both these guys are landing shots, and it's a question of who can. I mean, there's always a possibility that Lomachenko will knock down a brave Tevin Farmer, but Tevin Farmer's hitting him hard, and yeah, I honestly, at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just a fan enjoying this. We're at the halfway point of the 12th round. Now Lomachenko's trying to come on, but Farmer's defense has been impenetrable. This is just incredible to see. He was so tired, but he must know that he can potentially win this fight. But he's got to stay away from those ropes. And right now, he's able to keep Vasyl Lomachenko off of him. And we're almost in the final minute of this round. Look at that. Vasyl Lomachenko moving him to the ropes, using that footwork, moving him to the ropes, getting him where he wants him. And Vasyl Lomachenko just wants to hit something. He wants to make a connection. He wants Tevin Farmer's body falling back against the ropes. That looks good to the judges. That's the kind of thing that can win him this fight. But the thing is, he's not being busy enough. And I'm telling you, I think Tevin Farmer could be very well stealing this round. In many ways, even though Tevin Farmer is close to the ropes, he's controlling it. He's landing, and this fight right now, it's coming down to what's happening in these seconds. It's amazing to think that a 12-round fight can be distilled down to 30 seconds, to 10 seconds. But the judges, they remember what they see, and oftentimes it seems like they remember what they see last. As Tevin Farmer right now is throwing the punches, we're in the final 10 seconds, and Tevin Farmer not only gets off the ropes, he's throwing punches, and this has been an incredible fight. We're going to get a decision here. I think this might actually be the first decision on Boxing Time TV. You've been watching Tevin Farmer on the left side of the screen, Vasyl Lomachenko on the right side of the screen, in an incredible junior lightweight bout. Okay, let's see who did it. And a winner by decision. I'm telling you, I think that it was because Lomachenko was able to get him against the ropes. He won by the slimmest of margins. Lomachenko took a decision over Tevin Farmer. The winner is Vasyl Lomachenko by a split decision. The fight lasted 12 rounds. Farmer was not knocked down and has a cut on his nose. Lomachenko was not knocked down and has a cut on his nose. I would do a rematch of this fight, personally. I don't know how different it's going to be, but Farmer, one judge had Lomachenko 116-115. Another judge had Tevin Farmer 116-114. And another judge had Lomachenko 117-113. Yeah, you know what? That decision makes sense to me. This has been a great fight. Thank you so much for watching Boxing Time TV. My name is Evan Jacobs. You can follow me on Instagram at Boxing Time with Evan. Please tell your friends about this site. Let's get a bunch more subscribers. I'm just going to keep doing these, keep adding content, and I'm just thankful that you guys and gals are all watching. Thank you very much for watching Boxing Time TV. We will see you next time.